mass outbreak that spreads in fear is all they can feel.
Coming in theory, the dust withers away. Emergency calls. The static spreads and the sirens wail. They're sounding red.
We lock our doors, board the windows shut, racing for the night in this horrifying rut.
Coming with dread.
Hey everybody, it's Doug here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to episode 2 of Dawn of the Zeds. Welcome to Farmingdale. Here we are, where we know that the zombie apocalypse is encroaching on the town, which is ground zero for some groundbreaking science and technology that may save the day. We'll have to see, but in this episode we're going to continue on. In the last episode I basically discussed the rules, went over the rules in some details. This game isn't easy to find anymore, and you don't see a lot of new videos, so I just wanted to go over the rules a little bit. However, it is for sale. I mean, I got to tell you, if you like zombie type games, pick this one up. It is fantastic. And the way that they build on the rules until you get up to here, the one I'm playing now, is pretty fantastic as well. That said, we did have a couple things happen, and I was thinking about doing some kind of narrative around it, but it's too early. Not a lot happened last turn. We only did one turn. Captain Piazza, way down here, did take a shot at these Zeds, this zombie unit coming up the path here, and did 1 point of damage to them. She's probably going to do that again, I would imagine, I hope. And then we got good old Mr. Johnson. He went up to the campgrounds where he was able to get a bundle of goodies that increased our ammo supply a little bit, which was nice to see. And then after that, we did have, I did have Deputy Schmidt. He's not a scientist, but he's going to try. He's going to try to get in the lab for a little bit, see if we can uncover some things that might help us against the zombie apocalypse. And in addition to that, we have Big Wheels Carter tooling his way up the highway here. I was thinking about taking back part of his move so that maybe he can help these guys out, but that's such a small unit. I'm not that worried about it. And this is a 3 strength unit over here, which when they do come there, remember, they get a +1 shift. I was thinking, though, of maybe building a barricade there, which might be of use. However, I think there's some other places where that might be more useful, like up at Lefty's Pass up here. We only got a 2 strength unit there, but Johnson's on the way. Over here we have a 6 strength unit, but they haven't moved. They're pretty far away. Like I said, we only took 1 turn. So what I'm going to do is just dive right in. We're going to get moving on turn 2. We'll get the event deck out, and we'll see what's going to happen next. Now remember, I don't think I said this, but if you played this game before, the first 3 cards of the deck are basic, the simplest of cards, and they're the ones that are most likely going to be kind of favorable to us. After that, it gets more challenging, could be hit or miss, could go in our way, our favor, could not. So we'll see, but these first ones are going to be kind of kind to us. With that said, here is our event deck, and what we're going to pull is this one here. Rule number 7, cardio. You know that, you probably know that reference back to Zombieland, right? What we're going to do is we're going to get a 4R1. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't do us any good right now because we don't have, and the 4R stands for refugees, raiders, ruffians, rednecks, rompers. It stands for these other special units that we're going to have, but we don't have any of those that we can activate at the moment. The refugees, for example, are all still defiant, meaning they don't really know how bad this apocalypse is going to be. Now, we would roll for infection, but our infection is still at 0. We haven't done anything yet that would cause us to increase it. We are going to eat 1, meaning we are going to lose a supply, and then we're going to have 2 movement on the suburbs track, which is not really what I wanted to have happen. That's not great, because I was hoping Piazza could do some more damage to them, and there's some special rules here, and then we're going to get 1 action. So just to note that now, I'm going to put the action track up to 1. not great. Again, we don't have to roll. We do have to eat. So while I'm looking at this board, I'll bring this down to 9. We got lots of supplies right now. Farmingdale had just harvested or something. I don't know, but there's lots of food. Then we're going to get to the Zeds. Now it says, at the beginning of this phase, place one new Zeds unit on an empty start space of your choice. If possible, otherwise, place it on the start space with the lowest strength Z unit. If and when a Z unit enters a space occupied by any civilians or heroes units this turn, you may freely retreat that unit instead of engaging in hand-to-hand combat. That might be a thing. We might just give up on East East IREC over here and see what happens. So let's take a look at that. So the first things first, we got to place a Z unit on an empty start track. We got one. We got 2 actually. Okay, let's see. Gonna reach in the cup and grab us a Z unit. Oh, it's not a bad one. A 4. I think I'm gonna continue it down here on the suburbs track, y'all. I have the mountain track. Well, no, you know what? Yeah, because I have Piazza down there. We're gonna pull back and defend that space, I think. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna put this down on the suburbs track. We're gonna make a stand down there against the Zeds. Okay, but we do have 2 movement on the track now. Now it says now this unit here is going to move into. This unit is going to move into here. This Zeds unit is going to come in here, right? Zombies go shambling into East Iraq. The people in the town are like, "Oh my gosh!" And these come off. So we're going to have to do something. Now I can freely retreat them. So it says based on that and we're going to have 2 movements. So it's going to be here and here. That's going to be the 2 movement. So this one will move up too. We'll do that now. Well, I'm going to wait because if we push them back, they'll stack. It's okay. I think though, I mean, this is only a strength 5 unit. I get a positive shift. What will that do for us? So right now it would just simply be Zed's advantage because they're not 2x. So it brings us back to equal. If I have a decent die roll, we could really knock that unit down. However, if I retreat, Captain Piazza can take a shot at them and we can build some barricades or something. I think that's the right answer. So it does say, I just want to make sure I'm doing this right. If and when a space occupied by any civilians or heroes unit this turn may freely retreat until that unit instead of engaging in hand-to-hand combat. So I don't know if I can, the refugees are going to flee. They're going to come back to here, and I got to remember when I do that. I think I do that now, but we're going to do that, and then I think, do I retreat them? That means it's going to put chaos in East Iraq. Or do I fight them? I think we're going to conserve our strength a little bit. I'm going to take that option to retreat, which means this is the scenario, and we're going to put the first of our chaos markers down. Uh-oh. East Iraq has gone into chaos and we've been driven out of the area. But look, we've backed up here. Now we got a defensible position there. I'm going to check on when these flee. I think they do that now, but I just got to refresh my memory. It's been a while. And then that is going to be the end of the actual events. So from there, we're going to start taking our actions, which aren't going to be that many this turn, unfortunately. So just double checking my rules. This is correct. So when, just for your own reference, when a Z unit takes control of a space, if they're a defiant or refugees there, they will flip over to fleeing and move back 1 space. So they have gone to Farmingdale University, where now we will take our actions rather to do some stuff, right? So I think the one problem I have with shooting these guys again is that it's an adjacent space, so her strength is only 2. That's not fantastic as she shoots there. I mean, it might be just as good to have this 3 unit shoot there. It's actually better. So these guys can pop a shot off at them for an action. We haven't used that action yet, but I think I may, since that's the most pressing thing. I do want to use a player action. We're going to use our player action to have Captain Piazza navigate and form these people to put up a barricade. Now you can see that the barricade is a shift of 2 instead of 1. It's pretty good. There, that gives us some defenses for when they come. Now that does cost us 2 supplies, which I'm glad we had plenty right now, so it's a good time to do it, but that will reinforce that space, and that was our very first action. Okay, let's, we still have a number of actions. We have one, our main board action we still have to take, plus the special actions like the emergency broadcast system and the initiative action for Deputy Schmidt. So I think we'll do just to make it easy, we'll just do the Deputy Schmidt initiative action because he's in the lab, and we're going to try and get our first lab action done and see if we can start that. So what does this say? The DPC Commission. This card sets up the research in the discard pile. Well, that's what we're going to do. You can begin researching the cure for Zeds. As ground zero for the outbreak of the zombie epidemic disease, Zeds, downtown Farmingdale's prestigious High School of Sciences laboratory was quickly annexed of the Department of Plague Control as a field station dedicated to combating this scourge and finding an antidote. Sorry, it's a little hard to read because it's very small text, but we're going to have to just basically roll a 3, 4, 5, or 6 to advance this. There's no cost of supplies or anything at this point, just that. And we rolled a 6. So what we did was, this now becomes the bottom card of the research discard pile, which I'll put to the side. And that means that we can now start doing early research into the Zeds cure. Maybe we can get some cool benefits. We'll see. I don't know how long I'll be able to keep Deputy Schmidt there. Probably not very long. But that's why I'm sending this 4 unit up to there to hopefully help defend this other unit here. Okay, so that was his... I just spent, basically you just flip the token over so you know you spent it. I still have our main action and our emergency broadcast system, which will allow me to move as a free action to give a free action to a civilian or refugee unit. So we're going to use that now. I'll spend the emergency broadcast. So WZED is telling some people what to do. That is going to move these guys up here, and we're just getting ready for bad stuff to happen over here. That's all we can do with that. I only have one other unit. Well, actually, I take it back. A free action. Let's have these guys take a shot at the Zeds. So that will require an ammunition. So we're going to do that instead. It doesn't say move action, it just says free action to any above ground regular civilian unit or refugee unit. So we're going to do that. We're going to get the gun table out. We're going to take a look at the shot there. Now, they are a 3, so we're going to roll and see what we get, and then we'll consult the chart. Oh, that's not good. A 5, that may not have done much of anything. We're taking pot shots at these guys, but not very much. So 5 to 6 on a 3. We do 1 damage. That's good. So we're going to take this token here, flip it to a 2. They still haven't flipped over yet, but they're about to. We're like, plink, plink, plink. We're not really getting them very good down there with these dice rolls. I mean, I could have had them flipped and wiped out, but it didn't happen. So they're going to probably move on us. Captain Piazza is also not too good. I should think about moving her back, because then she can shoot these guys if they don't move. She does have the Overwatch thing. After she makes a gunfire attack, she may withdraw. Well, we haven't done that, so that's okay. She can also... We haven't done the ammo crafting either. Okay, we're all right. We're just going to keep on going. I don't need the supplies from Big Wheels Carter yet, so he's just going to stay where he's at. We're going to use our... Let me just tilt up enough so you can see that. We're going to use our main action to move Mr. Johnson. He's going to go 1, 2, 3 here into... Now, he can search for ammo over there in the Lucky Strike mine, but I'm not worried about that. I'm more worried about the Zed unit coming up the path. We have enough supplies. I'm probably going to try and build a barricade there again if nobody moves. And we'll have 2 barricades up. We can pop these guys, get some good defenses going. And unfortunately, that is... I'm looking at my tokens. That's it. That's all we get to do this turn. Doesn't feel like a lot, huh? One of the things about this game is it gets super tight and intense. So we're going to go... So we've done everything on our cards. We've done the 4R phase, the infection phase, the eat phase, the Z phase, and our actions phase. Now we've got to clean up. Basically, I flip all of our tokens back over. I resolve anything that might need cleanup on the board. There's nothing. We're okay there. We're going to our next turn, y'all. All right. This is the last of the kind cards. It doesn't mean they're kind. It just means they're a little easier. They're low level. As you can see, they're 1, and this is a green one, too. So, okay, on the 4R, we do have actually somebody now in the 4R track. So 4R is refugees. Let's take a look at that. I don't think you can quite see them. They're down here. These refugees are now going to flee up to Beauville, right here. They're heading towards town center. When they reach town center, they will go into the refugee camp, and then we'll have some additional stuff happen there. Okay, next we're going to, again, we'd roll for infection, but we haven't encountered any zombies in hand-to-hand combat or anything yet, so we're okay. Remember, the fleeing, we got to flee, and so that doesn't take place. I think the only time we don't take an infection just because the refugees flee there. We only take it when they get devoured, and they're going to make it back to town. They're not going to get devoured. Eat 0, that's good. Now we do have quite a bit of movement and a bunch of stuff there. At the beginning of this phase, make a fate draw. Select any civilian or hero unit on the fated track, but not in the town center on the start space. It immediately suffers a hand-to-hand attack on the equals column with normal increases to terrain shifts. If it was a defiant civilian unit, it's no longer defiant. You suffer losses your unit suffers losses only and does not retreat. And then I think that's Zed's pressure. I think we actually have to do that one in this version at C at the bottom. Let's start there. So first thing we're going to do is draw our first fate card. This is interesting. Let me just give it a quick shuffle again since I did the beginning, but it's always nice to do some more. We're going to see what happens. We're going to draw a fated track. It is going to be where the least chaos. That means 3 different tracks because we only have 1 chaos marker. And it says play this card. No further movement is allowed on the mountain track for the rest of the turn. That's okay. Immediately roll 1 die for each Zed's unit on a mountain track, but not on its start space. On a 1 or 2, it's swept 1 space closer. Oh, there's a storm going on the mountains. 3 to 4, no effect. 5 to 6, it's swept 1 space away. Resolve any Zed's attacks as normal. Okay, well, let's do that. We're going to go to the mountain track. So this torrential storm hits the mountains. We can't move. We're stuck in whatever town. This Lefty's Pass up here. That's okay, though. We didn't want to move from there anyway. But we're going to roll a die and see what happens to these Zeds here. And then we also have to do this other Zed event. It's going to be quite eventful. 4, no effect. So the torrential downpour didn't impact the zombies in a positive or negative way. And then we can remove this. I'm going to put this card right here just to remind us we can't do any movement. I'll take it off at the next turn, and then that card just goes away. That's the end of our fate draw. Now we get to pick a unit basically on any of these 3 tracks to fight a Zeds, and I think I know which one we're going to do. Since these guys are closest to town center and could get back for some health and are a very strong unit, we're going to use them. Now they're in a space. Wait, you know what? Maybe not, because they're in a space where they're not going to get a train shift. So I'd rather have advantage. We're going to have advantage. I could do, you know what I could do? This is probably really good. It could be challenging. We'll see. I could do these guys here. It'll make them non-defiant, and then we're going to get, I don't know what we're going to have happen here. We'll see. I think we're going to do that. We're going to take this off, so they're no longer defiant. And we're going to do a Zed's attack as equal to Zed's attack with them. So what does that mean? Okay, so we're going to look at this chart. We're equal to right now, but we're going to get a human advantage because we're in a place that gives us a shift against Zeds. So we'll roll the dice. Hopefully we roll super high and we don't have to worry about it. We rolled a 8. That's not too bad. I think at 8 we're going to be okay. Hey, 8 with human advantage. We are going to take a damage on that unit. I'm not rolling really well. Go figure. So we're going to take 1 damage on that unit. That's not great. I was hoping that they would just block it. But they didn't, and there we are. Okay. Well, that marks the end of that. Now I have to do a lot of movement. So we got the highway track is going to move 1. That's okay. Then we got the, oh man, we're going to have some stuff happening in the suburbs track as the Zeds are moving closer to us and they're coming up to us against our barricade. Let's see what happens there. By the way, I am pushing my action track up to 1 because that's what's on this card with the Wandering Zeds. Okay, so we are going to have a hand-to-hand combat now. That does mean that the infection track is going to go up 1, just to be clear. And this unit's pretty heavily damaged, so I'm not super worried about them. There are 5. We are a 3, but we got a +2 shift. So 3 to 5 would normally give Zeds the advantage. Man, I got to be careful of this stuff. I just knocked things all over the place. They would normally get advantage on this attack, but because we are in that town with a barricade, we're going to get a +2 shift. So we're going to go from Zed's advantage, because they're higher strength than us, all the way to human advantage. So hopefully we just have a decent roll and we're able to knock them down quite a bit. A 6 is not great. I'm rolling so middle of the road. Can't get anything high here, but let's look at what a 6 is going to do for human advantage. 2 damage on each. That sucks. Okay, so let's take a look at what that does. So we'll do the Zeds first. And the Zeds are going to retreat, by the way, according to this card. Let's see, if you look at human advantage, 5 or 6, that red bubble around the 2 means they will retreat. But we're going to knock them down 1, so they are now a strength 3. They've been knocked down, and they have 1 more damage on them. They retreat. However, that means that this becomes a Zed's mob, and now they're a 7 instead of a 4 or 3. So these guys here, though, are also going to take 2 damage, which means you see that we can take 1 damage, and then they flip. So now they're a 2 strength there. But that was worth it. It was okay. We still repelled them, but you can see how tough this is going to get for us, right? It's going to get really tough. Yeah, okay. Let's continue on. That is going to mark the end of... Nope, got one more thing. We got the forest track, I believe that is, right? Yeah, forest track is going to move 1. That's fine. So up here... we have this 6 unit going right there. That's it, though. That's not too bad. And then we're going to take our actions from the card. We have 1 action on our main action plus the other special ones we get. So, again, tough, right? Tough. But in solo, we get some advantages, too, so it's okay. Well, not really. Just on the research, we don't really get many other advantages. Okay, what do I want to do? I do think that we need to spend an action... shooting these guys, but again, now it's a strength 2. It's going to be worse, but man, we could potentially kill that 3 unit and stop that from happening. This is our most difficult area right now, down here in the corner. So let's do that. We're going to use our player action, or 1 player action. I'll flip the token over, and Captain Piazza is going to shoot these Zeds. Let's see how we do there. So basically, it's 1 away, so it's strength 2. Not great. I'm going to burn an ammo. We're down to 5 ammo, but that's okay. We can get more. We got Johnson near lefty's pass. Okay, that's better. A 9 on a strength 2 is going to do what? Let's see. Strength 9. 9 on strength 2 is going to do 1 more point of damage to these guys. Oh my gosh, we're just plinking them slowly away. So now they're at times 2. Plink, plink, plink. That's a waste of ammo too, by the way, because we're not doing enough damage. Okay. That's them. For our player action, we're going to spend 2 supplies. We're now down to 5. And these guys are going to build a second barricade right here. Now it says right on there, times 2 shift, so it just helps you understand that. We're building a barricade down there. That is our player action. So not going to be a huge action-filled turn, but it is what it is. Actually, I didn't have to use that. I'll use the emergency broadcast to relay that to those civilian unit to build a barricade. So that's what happened there. The radio station told them what to do. We got that covered. Then, so we still have our player action. What do? We could do research. I could take another shot with Captain Piazza. I can take a shot at these. You know what I might do is start to whittle down the 6 unit here and do this. Heavy weapons. Mr. Johnson's gunfire attack gets a +2 shift. Let's do that. I think that's very useful. So we're going to use our player action. And sadly, another ammo. Oh, sorry, another ammo. We're down to 4. And we got a 3 strength shot, gunshot from Mr. Johnson using his shotgun. That's going to make it a 5 strength. Let's roll really well. 7 is okay. So a 7 in gunshot, a 7 with a strength 5 is going to put 2 damage on that Zed's unit. Now you can see the advantage of shooting. It's very, very helpful because it doesn't cause infection and it doesn't cause any damage to us. So we're going to take 2 hits. That's going to put them at a 2 right here. I was hoping to reduce them. 1 more hit would have reduced them. That would have been awesome, but it didn't happen that way. Okay, the only thing I have left is the initiative for Deputy Schmidt. He is going to take that. I think next time we're going to have to move Big Wheels into town and get some supplies back in. Especially since I'm using Deputy Schmidt for... I'm sorry, not Deputy Schmidt, but Mr. Johnson to defend that area. Now remember, we have done some late research. We're going to do some early research now. See what we get here. What do we have? Pamphlets distributed. Heal up to 2 civilians by 1 hit point each as normal. And it says, when veteran reporters from the Clarion Courier... You know what, I think I was actually supposed to do this when I solved it. Next turn I was supposed to flip this so we knew what we needed to do. And then I would have been able to do that. So I don't know if I can heal that. Let me look at that. I want to look that up. Yeah, my first mistake that I caught of the game. I should have already turned this up and already done this. That's the reward for completing this. So we'll see. So I should have already done that. Now what that does mean is this unit down here would actually be still here, but with because it would have healed. Well, no, it only takes one. It took 2 damage. It wouldn't have mattered. Never mind. Never mind. So I wouldn't have been able to take advantage of that anyway. But regardless of that, Deputy Schmidt needs to roll 5 or 6 on this one. Again, it's not taking any supplies of ours yet. I don't believe that is a thing unless it tells us to. I'll look that up as well. We rolled a 1, so we failed. He doesn't get any further research, and I kind of expected that might happen because, you know, he's not exactly the research team. Okay, we do have to spend 1 supply if the bottom indicates, right. So we don't spend any supplies yet, and we did not solve this. So we're still trying to get the pamphlet distribution done, I guess, to help have the high school students to help us research stuff. That is everything I can do this turn. Okay, we got some stuff going on for sure. All right, we're going to end this episode right here. I hope you're enjoying this so far. I think the only mistake I made was the research track. We'll get it right as we go along. And then I'm going to discard this because we didn't move anybody, and this is all done. So that event, that fate card is done. This is the first fate card draw of the game. No, yes, first fate card draw of the game. That was interesting. And we did not get some research done. So in the next one, hopefully we will. All right, y'all. Take care. I'll see you in the next episode. I think Big Wheels is going to have to come rolling into town with his 5 supplies, which we were down at 5, so that's enough, and 3 more ammo. And then he'll head back out somewhere, probably along this north track right here, since there's only 1 unit to contend with currently on that track. And then he'll get some supplies for us. Remember, he can't go through the tunnel. It doesn't matter. It's all. I think they're all the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, they're all the same distance to travel for him, so that's okay. Takes him a couple turns to get off and back. He'll get to plow through these guys. Maybe I send him back down this track, the highway track, and plow through those Zeds that are there on his way out. But we got to get to town and turn it in first, so it's going to be a couple turns before we have to worry about that. All right, y'all. Again, I hope you're enjoying Dawn of the Zeds. Fantastic game. I highly recommend it. It is available. You can buy Dawn of the Zeds 3rd edition. I played it all the way back to the 1st and 2nd editions, too, when they were in small boxes and had the laser cut counters where they still had like soot on where they were cut, and you have to wash your hands after punching all the counters from Victory Point Games. It was awesome, but the counters were massively thick. Like, these are normal counters. They're nice. They're good counters. Nothing wrong with them. But the old ones were really thick and sturdy. All right. Anyway, I'll talk to you in the next episode. Take care and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.